Good evening, everybody. Our November 28th, 2022 meeting is now called to order. I want to encourage everybody, please take a moment to silence your cell phones during this meeting. The City Council encourages public participation. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. However, this time limit may be reduced if there are numerous speakers on a particular item. To ensure efficient proceedings, all persons addressing the City Council shall state their name and shall speak in a civil and courteous manner. Speakers shall address the agenda topic only to which they are speaking on and shall not be repetitive. Members of the audience, please respect the rights of others and not create noise or other disturbances as to disrupt or disturb persons who are addressing the City Council, council members who are speaking or otherwise impede the orderly conduct of the meeting. We will now have invocation by yours truly and pledge of allegiance by our councilwoman at large. Let us stand for prayer. Dear God, there is no one like you in all the earth. As we celebrated Thanksgiving on this past Thursday, our hearts were filled with words of thanks to you. We are grateful for life. We're grateful for a reasonable portion of our health and strength. We're grateful for each other. We're grateful for a tenacious mindset to continuously improve our great city. Father, an inspirational note is recorded in Psalm 121 that reads, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. Lord, we're asking for your help to turn the hearts of individuals who live in our city away from vengeance and violence. We need your help in imposing upon people all over this city a conviction of compassion and not one of crime and trouble. We pray tonight that this city will come together as never before to confront in a unified manner the evils of this present world. We are unsuccessful without your help and strength. We kindly ask these blessings in the name that is above every name, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, Ms. Councilwoman at large. Next item is the reading and approval of the minutes of our November 14, 2022 meeting.
Mayor, make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of November 14th and they be adopted.
A second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions, council, about this motion? Are there any public comments or questions about this particular motion? All right, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Harrington?
Yes.
PT?
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Next, we're going to have the presentation of Miss Merry Christmas and our Christmas bells. And so what I want to do, we do have some plaques for them, and we'll take a picture afterwards. But I want to ask that Miss Merry Christmas and each of the Christmas bells would come forward at this time. If you want to introduce yourself, like I know you do all the time, you can do that. I think there is, I think we call it a jingle that you've got, that we are, certainly privileged to hear you perform tonight. So we want to go ahead and do that first. And so then when you do go back to your seat, you'll go with your plaque so you're not coming back and forth, okay? All right, we'll have you wonderful young ladies come forward. We do have a microphone as well. Y'all know who normally goes first.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Emma Rose Giddens, and I am your 2022 Miss Merry Christmas.
Hi, my name's Farrah Murkison, and I'm a Christmas belle.
Hello, my name is Bailey Barb, and I'm a Christmas bell.
Hi, I'm Natalie Molina, and I'm one of your 2022 Christmas bells.
Hi, I'm Amia Brown, and I'm a Christmas bell.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessie Foshi, and I'm a 2022 Christmas bell.
Hi, my name is Beth Ann Methvin, and I'm also a Christmas bell.
Natchitoches, Natchitoches, Christmas parade, walking around the town, shopping and walking to go see the lights. Now the Christmas season has begun. Christmas bells, Miss Merry Christmas. Bailey and Jessie, Natalie, Amia, Beth Ann and Vera and Emma are queen. In the Santa house, there'll be meat pies and funnel cakes, candied apples too. Christmas fest time is the best time to come to Natchitoches. Hurry up, Santa Claus, we're waiting on you. We're counting down the days. Come see us on December 3rd, the 96 parade.
Such an awesome job. There was so much harmony right there. All right. So it just says congratulations on the behalf of the city of Natchitoches, and this one is going to be presented to Emma Rose Giddens, 2022 Miss Merry Christmas. All right. Congrats to you. We have Bailey Ebarb. All right. Congrats to you, Bailey. Thanks a lot. Farrah Murchison. Congrats to you, Farrah. Natalie Molina. Is that right? Congrats to you, Natalie. Amia Brown. Congrats to you. Jessie Foshi. Congratulations. And Beth Ann Methvin. Congrats to you.
Y'all get closer together, guys. He wants a picture with the girl.
Yeah.
Mr. Brand.
Now he's famous.
Yes. Come in.
Thank y'all. Awesome job.
And Councilman Harrington just reminded me the first time ever Miss Merry Christmas gets to ride in the Rose Bowl Parade, among other parades that you're doing. So, awesome. I know you'll represent us well. Again, congratulations, and thank you all for being here. I know you got a busy week already and a busy Saturday, so we understand. But again, thank you all for being here on tonight, all right? Thanks a lot, Jill, for doing this for us, okay? Oh, all right. That's cool.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, cool.
Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's too cute.
Even the department heads?
Leave anyone out, that's great.
Awesome. Thank you again, ladies. And all the sponsors back there, thank y'all, because I know y'all are involved as well heavily. Parents, right? Moving on to some ordinances. We've got a relatively short agenda tonight. So ordinance number 74, that's Councilman Nielsen.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 74 of 2022 is up for final, so I'll read it in title only. An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Natchitoches to award the bid for wastewater collection system rehabilitation Grand Decor and Mill Street Lift Station Project, LDEQ CWSRF bid number 0646. And I move that we adopt ordinance number 74 of 2022.
Second.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. Matt, I think there's some remarks that should be made at this time, so I want to pass it over to you.
This is for the rehabilitation project of two of our pretty vital lift stations, Grand Decor and Mill Street. If you can recall, the bids were open for this back in May, but because of the different funding agencies and all the paperwork, and I think there was a change of a person retired at DEQ, so it just took this long to get the approval to award the bid. Now, the contractor is asking for a change order just because of when he prepared his bid back in May, and we're just now awarding it. It's quite a bit of time. He's asking for a $21,392 increase. Now, that is only 4.2% of the total. I think that's actually a pretty good deal for the city. The budget for this project was $770,000 for construction only. And just to remind you that a third of this loan is being forgiven by DEQ. So we're only having to pay for 2/3 of this. So that brings the total to $518,877, quite a bit under the $770. So that change order will probably be on next council meeting's agenda. Like I said, it's only 4.2%, and this day and age with this economy and the way prices are fluctuating so rapidly, I still think it's a really good opportunity for the city to get these lift stations rehabbed. I just didn't want you to be blindsided by it next week.
So this late, so this increase has nothing to do with us. It's based on his part of.
Yes, that's an increase, and he sent us quotes from the manufacturer of the materials of the pumps and the controls and all the things that go into the lift station. He actually sent us the quotes, the new updated quotes from the manufacturer. So he's not charging any more for labor or the construction costs. It's buying the material only is where the increase is.
And I think Councilman Nielsen knows in his line of work, typically bids are good for how long?
30 days.
Yeah, 30, so.
We've seen bids now for certain things good for 5 days.
Oh, wow.
To get your PO ready. Wow.
And so this, I guess my point is, this is way back in May,
Yes.
and so that's well beyond that typical 30-day.
And normally we only have 45 days once the bid is open to award it. So he's been gracious enough to extend that time for us with only the small increase.
That's great. We're still not over budget, so
That's
that's
correct.
good.
Good point. All right, any other comments or questions, council, about this item? Any public comments or questions about this particular agenda item? All right, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, next item is also an ordinance for final. Councilman Harrington.
Ordinance number 75 is an ordinance authorizing the City of Natchitoches, State of Louisiana, to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Office of the Marshal of the City of Natchitoches concerning the ticketing of movables that are a danger to public health and welfare, approving the terms thereof and otherwise providing with respect thereto. This was introduced previously, so I'm going to read by title only. I move to adopt ordinance 75 of 2022.
Second. As was stated previously, this is to use the marshal's office in terms of manpower to help with the ticketing process of these vehicles that, according to our ordinance, are inoperable, quote-unquote, junk vehicles. I think Chief Collins made some remarks the last time. Any additional remarks, Chief, that need to be made?
No, sir, it's still the same.
Okay. All righty, Council, you got any questions or comments? Okay. Any public comments or questions about this particular item? All righty. in an effort to clean up the town even some more. So, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Another CEA on the agenda, and that's Councilwoman Washington Eli.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 076 of 2022, an ordinance approving the term and the form of the cooperative endeavor agreement between the City of Natchitoches and the Natchitoches Parish School Board, authorizing the mayor to execute the cooperative endeavor agreement, the CEA, between the City of Natchitoches and the Natchitoches Parish School Board, which will provide the terms and support additional employees in the city and the parish. And I move to adopt resolution number 065 of 2022, and this was read from the previous meeting, and Ms. Carissa Brown-Smith already explained.
A second.
Motion has been made and seconded. I think Randy Lacaze, who Community Development and Economic Development Director, currently the Ready Start Network falls under his department. I think we remember some really positive comments that he made about the program. Do you just refresh us, Randy, about that?
Well, Mayor, Amy Matoir Robertson is here tonight, and she's the one that actually runs the program. And if I can defer to her and let her make a comment, I would prefer that.
Okay, all right, Ms. Amy? And I think you know it, but we'll just ask you to state your first and last name when you get to the microphone.
Good evening, everyone. Amy Matoir Robertson. This partnership has already been in place really since 2014, where we have collaborated with the Natchitoches Parish School Board, Save the Children Head Start, and other early childhood programs within our parish to meet the needs of families, to meet the needs of child care providers and the child care educators. And so we want to make sure that we have what is needed to continue this partnership into the future. As you stated, there's been some great advantages of having partnerships such as these. It is nowhere like this in anywhere else in the state of Louisiana to have this type of agreement through a city's office, the local school board district, and these early childhood programs working together to make sure that we have every child entering into school, kindergarten ready, prepared to learn, educators having resources available, advocacy work done for them, and parents knowing what their options are. So we greatly appreciate this partnership for the prior work that's being done, the current work, and future work to come.
Thanks for explaining that, Council. Any comments or questions for Mrs. Amy Matoir Robertson? Okay. Again, thanks for the work that you're doing, Amy, and I think it's going to be a great partnership with the school board. It just really makes sense. All right. Any public comments? Okie dokie. Council, I think y'all said that was good already, right?
Mayor, may I interject here?
Okay,
Before
yes.
we vote, I would like to let the record reflect that this is ordinance number 076 and not 065.
Okay. Gotcha. Let the record reflect that. All right, if there's nothing else, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries as well. Next item on the agenda is for final. It's Councilman Nielsen again.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 77 of 2022, an ordinance to designate funds from the American Rescue Plan to remove and dispose of certain movables in the city of Natchitoches that are a danger to public health and welfare, and to otherwise provide with respect thereto. And I move that we adopt ordinance number 77 of 2022.
Second.
All right, this particular agenda item is really tied to ordinance number 75 in a way, again, dealing with the moving of the vehicles, all right, those junk vehicles and things of that nature that we see at certain points, parts of our city. Council, I don't know if you have any comments or questions about it?
Just glad to see that we've got another opportunity to correct the issue. So hopefully this works
Yep.
very well.
And there is some not to exceed language as well. Just wanted to say that. I know some of the council would like to see that. So, any public comments or questions? Okie dokie, seeing none. Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries also. Next item is for final, and it's Councilman P.T.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 080, ordinance amending the 2022-2023 budget to reflect additional revenues and expenditures. And I so move that ordinance number 080 be adopted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. I think Clarissa really kind of laid this out well the last time. The scope has changed really to include as much of the community as we can, particularly, you know, as we're thinking about not only the youth with this new project, but also individuals who, you know, need their water aerobics throughout the year. And they get it during the summer, but since there's no closed-in pool, they can't get it, and they can't get that type of exercise. And I mean, again, many of them say how important that type of exercise is for them, not being able to do other type of mobility exercises. So that's what we have here, but I think Clarissa did an excellent job of bringing up to the point the fact that we know Mr. Cole Gray was able to win a grant for us tied to the Richardson Park, and that freed up some money here. So I think you did well explaining that. Council, are there any questions or comments about that?
May I have a question? As far as the design of that new pool, have we went that far as to have that yet, like the design?
I think we've got what you would say is maybe a tentative design, or, you know, but I believe that this, moving forward now, will actually get the real engineering going. Is that what we have the architectural design. We have the mock-up, but not the actual final design. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've got a mock-up. Yeah.
Is this one of the ones, Ms. Gray, we looked at, I think when we met, is it one of the ones that we decided on at that particular time we met?
Yeah, it's one of the ones that you saw.
So, okay.
However, we added,
Yes.
we did was add the extra
Pool, right, okay.
Yep. Any other comments or questions, council? Any public comments or questions? All right, seeing none, Mr. Stacy?
Eli.
Aerobics.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
That motion carries also. Now I ask one of the council members to motion to amend the agenda to add ordinance number 81 of 2022.
Mayor, I make a motion that we amend the agenda to add ordinance number 81 of 2022 to the agenda.
A second.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. Basically, we're kind of on the time-sensitive track, if you will. And Donald, just briefly, I know you were saying about this particular piece and what you're able to do now that grass cutting is not incumbent upon you at this particular time.
Yes, sir. Mayor, at the time, we are down. We do not have the mini excavator that we use to clean ditches and drainage and cleaning out catch basins. And we need this equipment to, you know, throughout the city to proceed on doing those types of things. So we don't have the equipment. We don't have a backup piece that small. So we would have to rent one. And we had one that is 10 years old. And at the time, it went down. And it's really just time for a new one. I mean, the price was gonna cost to repair that one was kind of high, costing about $15,000 to $20,000. And I was just trying to say if we could get the funds, we would like to get a new one, you know. And we also have one that is a size maybe a little bigger than the one that we are trying to purchase at this time. And it was on back order, but they had this one in inventory. So we was just trying to purchase this and why we have it, you know, on hand.
So around $20,000 to repair, and I have the quote here, $284.05 to purchase it brand new.
Yes.
Okay. The price, $54,284.05. That's for to purchase it brand new. But again, that's just to move this agenda to the this item to the agenda, so. All right, comments or questions, council? Public comments or questions? All right, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now the actual agenda item, which is for introduction, Councilman Harrington. It's not in? Okay.
Yeah, we don't have it.
Hold on. Oh, let's go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is ordinance number 81 of 2022, an ordinance to designate funds from the American Rescue Plan to purchase a vehicle for the city of Natchitoches to further the promotion of public health and welfare and to otherwise provide with respect thereto. I'll read by introduction only, as it was described in detail before. Is this for introduction?
Yeah, just for
Yes.
introduction. Okay. All right, and then, like I said, Mr. Donna Forrest did explain it, what this piece is going to be used for, and, yeah. Council, you got any comments or questions?
No, we need it. Get the work done.
Yes, we do.
Righty. Okey dokey. All right, again, it's just for introduction, so we'll put it to a vote at our next meeting and only meeting in December. All right? Next item on the agenda is a resolution, and is resolution number 106, 2022. Councilwoman at Large Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a resolution number 106 of 2022, which is authorizing the mayor to execute change order number 3 to the contract between the City of Natchitoches and Williams Equipment Services LLC for fiscal year 2021 through 2022 for Phase 1 street rehabilitation. This was bid number 0641. Whereas the City of Natchitoches awarded the bid to Williams Equipment Services on March 28, 2022, by ordinance number 014, 2022, in amount of $1,177,046.23 for the fiscal year 2021 to 2022 for the Phase 1 street rehabilitation. And whereas on May 23, 2022, the City Council approved the change order number 1 in the amount of $130,370.29, making the revised contract total $1,307,416.52. And whereas on June 27, 2022, the City Council approved change order number 2 in the amount of $17,719.73, bringing the revised contract total to $1,325,136.25. And whereas on November 18, 2022, the city engineer, Nick Barrett, issued change order number 3. And whereas the contract sum will be increased by this change order number 3 in the amount of $99,854.62, and the revised contract total will be $1,424,990.87. And whereas the allotted contract time will be increased proportionally from 202 calendar days to 217 calendar days. And whereas the city is of the opinion that change order number 3 is in the best interest of the city, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Natchitoches in legal session convened that the Honorable Ronald Williams, Jr. Mayor be and is hereby authorized, empowered, and directed to execute the reference change order number 3 to the agreement between the City of Natchitoches and the contractor Williams Equipment Services, LLC. And Mayor, I move for adoption of resolution number 106.
Second.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. Obviously, this is for change order dealing with street rehab. We have Mr. Nicholas Verrett here. Going to ask that he would come and give an explanation as well as update on this rehab project.
Yes, sir. Good evening. And this change order has become necessary because of unstable subgrade soils that were encountered when we started doing the work on Simmons Alley and Amulet Street, when the existing base and surfacing were removed, and in the process of placing the new stone base, unstable soils resulted. So we've got to address that in order to have a solid foundation to build our pavement structure on. This change order will incorporate items for cement-treated base that actually has a chemical additive included in it. It will increase the compressive strength as well as stabilize those soils in the subgrade so that we can go forward with the construction of the stone base. So that's the primary thing that's provided for in this change order. And again, these were things that we could not possibly know were going to occur until we actually remove the existing pavement structure. So that's what the change order is about. You'll notice that it's been a few weeks since the contractor has been working on those two streets that he began. Of course, awaiting the change order as being part of that, but the main reason for the delay is a shortage of cement, Portland cement, to be used in doing this work. The normal supplier that the contractor uses had a issue with their manufacturing plant. They were unable to get parts, and so it delayed all of that process. The contractor even tried to purchase material from other suppliers, but they were, booked up also with their normal customers. So that's when the result's been the delay that we've seen the last few weeks. But hopefully with this change order approval and with a good, maybe some cooperative weather later in this week, we should be able to complete the work on Amulet Street, Simmons Alley, and I'm hoping Sadia Street before we get too much further into the winter weather. We sure do need to get that hard surface there. So with that, I'll entertain any questions you may have about the change order or the status of the project.
Now, I was going to ask about Sadia, but you mentioned y'all will get started, so I've gotten calls about
If the
Sadia.
weather cooperates, yes, ma'am. That's my number one push. Once we finish these short sections that involve the change order, I want to get the contractor over to Sadia, get that work done. Fortunately, it won't take long. I mean, a couple of days, and we should have the base work done. So hopefully we'll get all that done, hopefully by the end of the year. And some of the other work in some of the other parts of town, St. Clair Avenue, for example, we may want to wait till we have better weather before we start breaking that street open.
So they're doing in that area down there by the Amulet Church?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's really...
Yes, ma'am. That's why we've been awaiting getting the cement to do the change order work so that they can complete that part of the project. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions, council? Any public questions or comments, since we have Mr. Nick Barrett here? All right. Thank you, sir, for the explanation. And excited to see that the project is going to resume here shortly. All right, Mrs. Stacy, seeing that there were no other questions or comments, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Okay, I think we just have a few announcements. One of them is always, want to encourage everybody to download the Go Natchitoches app. That's where you find the calendar of events, things that are going on in Natchitoches. There are things going on, but I think people just need to know what they are, where they are, things of that nature. So the Go Natchitoches app is a great effort to do that, but again, it helps when everybody knows about it. You got your NSU sports on there. Men's basketball looking great right now, right? And just so many downtown events, all that is going to be posted to Go Natchitoches. And then we still encourage you in case of an emergency, which we don't know ahead of time necessarily, but we can send messages through that particular platform. All right, I think that's one more just encouraging us. Of course, this Saturday is our Christmas festival. So we've got, I don't know, Randy, are you familiar with all of what's going on? The parade is at 1, right? What else we got? Yeah, yeah, what else? Come on, what are all the details?
I wish, if Jill were still here, I'd have her talking. Parade's at 1. Fireworks are at, the only time that they're at 6 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock is on festival day. The city is doing their reception that we normally do at Prudhoe House, and I think there's continuous music on the stage starting mid-afternoon. I don't think it starts quite at noon. I actually picked up one of the brochures and have it in the vehicle today. They're available, I know, at Jill's office. I think CVB has them, and it's a multi-page, about 6 or 8 pages, gives a schedule pretty well day by day, especially on festival day. And I don't doubt it's probably available electronically also. I think they're right at 100 units in the parade, as I recall from the last meeting. We've already started setting up for the weekend, and we'll be nonstop from here until about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Saturday morning when it's ready to go.
Okay, good. Again, NatchitochesChristmas.com is where you go. All righty, I think that's the end of our announcements, right?
Yes, Mayor, before we,
Mhm.
I have one question since Mr. Verrett is here. Maybe you can answer. Mr. Verrett, on 3rd and Texas Street, coming off Texas Street onto 3rd Street, that hole there, who's responsible for that? Who's working there?
That is
Who's
Atmos Energy's contractor. We've been in contact with them almost daily to try to keep that in shape. They are actually because it's 3rd Street as a state route, they're actually awaiting a approval of a permit from DOTD in order to come in and do that work. But even as I was sitting in the audience just now, I have sent an email to DOTD requesting a verbal approval for them to allow Atmos to go ahead and repair that hole, because every time it rains and the traffic through there, it always it becomes a problem. So anyway, hopefully we'll get that addressed within the next day or so, I hope.
And also there's one on Amulet.
Yes.
And
At 6th Street.
6th Street.
Yes, ma'am. That's some ongoing work there by the Atmos contractor. And again, almost on a daily basis, we've corresponded with them about that. Again, we're trying to stay on top of that. I know that site is more ongoing work than the site on 3rd Street. So we'll just continue to monitor.
The Amulet 6th Street site completely washed out with the rain. It's 6 inches drop off right now.
Right. So I mean, even today, I corresponded with Atmos again about both of those locations.
Any response from them?
I have not gotten a response from them, no ma'am. The unfortunate thing is that because of the franchising agreement between the city and Atmos, they don't really have to come to us for permits per se, for official permits, as other work would have to be, would be required to do. That doesn't really, it doesn't preclude them from having to follow our ordinances and our policies and procedures and those things, but it is a little more difficult to get their cooperation than if we had the power of pulling their permit, so to speak. But at any rate, we're trying to stay on top of it and do the best we can with it. And I think we've had enough issues in the last few weeks. I think, Mayor, my recommendation is we should have a meeting with them after the first of the year and try to get some of these issues addressed, because there's no reason we should really have to go back to them on a daily basis or a regular basis for them to take care of business. So anyway.
Was there anything we can do temporarily to maybe fill that up? Because those holes are really bad.
Yes, ma'am.
They really are.
Yes, ma'am. And I mean, Mr. Forrest's group has actually come in on occasion when we can't get immediate response from Atmos in order to, and they come and grade or place a little aggregate or whatever is necessary in order to eliminate the traffic hazards. But anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Forrest.
So anyway, we're trying to stay on top of it.
3rd Street, then.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mr. Ferrer. Mr. White? Atmos. They're the gas company. Yeah, and they're replacing their lines. I guess it's just part of their maintenance plan. Yep. Okay. All right, let's get out of here before all the lights go out. One of the department heads, I'm not gonna name him, one of them afraid of dark, so we better get out of here. All right, this time we'll hear a motion. Motion to adjourn.
Mayor, make a motion that we adjourn.
A second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, folks. Have a good night. See you Saturday.